16 haunting photographs taken seconds before death. Okay, we'll kick off with this. The following 2 photographs of people were taken just before they committed suicide. This picture is really sad. It's meant to be a special moment captured of the couple on the right, but the moment's upsetting because what's about to happen on the left. You'll notice on the left is a girl in red. She happens to be a student, standing there looking down at Niagara Falls. Seconds after this shot was taken, the girl straddled over that railing and jumped down to kill herself. When I look at this photograph, I think, what happened to this young girl? Something happened that was so bad. And there she is, thinking about her final thoughts, whatever they are. Time for number 15. In this photograph, you can see the bloke on the right smiling a little for the camera just before his parachute jump. After the shot, he jumped. He sabotaged his parachute and his backup parachute. Medical examiners initially thought that someone else was responsible, but then they determined that he had actually sabotaged his own parachutes and had wanted to kill himself. There's no way you would think this picture is of someone who's about to commit suicide. To me, it looks like a picture of 2 people who are about to have one of the most exciting moments of their lives. Now here's 2 photographs taken just before a terrible accident. Number 14. A couple were on their honeymoon in Australia going for a dive at the Great Barrier Reef. The husband told his wife that he was certified in scuba diving, but he was lying. When underwater currents got too much for his wife to handle, instead of attempting to rescue her, the husband swam back to the surface. In this photograph you can see the wife in the background lying on her side. This is the final picture another diver took while she was struggling just before dying. 13. In 2013, this free runner performed his last stunt. He was trying to backflip against the wall, lost his balance, and fell 16 stories down to his death. A friend captured this image of him. The next 4 photographs were taken just before animals attack. Number 12. The woman in this picture was having an argument in this wildlife park in China, and then she got out of her car and went around to the driver's side door to have a go at the driver. Unfortunately, she was in the part of the park where tigers were, and they were not too keen on her being in their territory. One of the tigers appeared behind the woman, pouncing and dragging her off. 2 other passengers then got out to try and help her, but one was mauled to death, and the other woman was saved but had to be hospitalised. When I look at this photograph, I wonder, did the occupants know where they were in the park? The woman that got out of the car, was she blinded by anger, or was she just very, very stupid? 11. In a German zoo, this woman jumped into a polar bear enclosure. Apparently, as she started to swim towards one of the bears, she looked really happy and proud of herself. But when she got too close, she was bitten on the arms and legs and attacked by the bear. The keepers managed to distract the bear so she could get herself to the edge of the enclosure. She was then pulled out and rushed to hospital. Looking at this terrifying photograph, I'm thinking the woman here must be absolutely insane. It's time for number 10. While visiting a zoo in India, this man wanted to see a rare white tiger up close, so he climbed up the enclosure fence to get a better view. He ignored the warnings by staff to get down. The man held his position until losing balance and falling into the tiger enclosure. You can see in this picture the white tiger kept the man cornered for almost 15 minutes. Zookeepers did their best to distract the animal. Unfortunately, the tiger pounced and dragged the man by the neck back to its den before killing him. What an unnecessary and totally avoidable tragedy. When I look at this shot, I think, my God, people that were there watching what happened to that man will have nightmares for the rest of their lives, especially any young kids witnessing what was happening as well. Number 9. In 2014, a 22-year-old took this photograph of a bear that kept stalking him and the group he was with. After taking this photo, the bear suddenly attacked and killed him.
Looking at this photograph, I'm thinking, to be attacked and killed by a bear has got to be one of the most painful and frightening ways to die.
Now the next 8 photographs of the following people were taken just before they were murdered. Number 8. The man sitting down is serving life in prison for murder. In this image from CCTV, you'll notice another convict at the back. The footage continues to show the man seated, beaten to death with the stem of an exercise bike. Number 7. This is one chilling photograph that has stayed in my mind for many years. In Omar, Ireland, back in 1998, a bomb has been planted in that red car in this photograph. This car bomb exploded just after this photograph was taken. The bomb ended the lives of 31 people. The father and son in the picture survived, but the person who took this photograph didn't. Number 6. This college student disappeared in 2013. Her body was eventually found in a water tank at the top of a hotel in Los Angeles. This shot was taken in her final moments alive. This image is from CCTV when she got into an elevator. The footage revealed that she was talking to herself and seemed to be hiding from someone. No one knows how she ended up in the water tank. No one has been charged for her murder. What this young student went through during the last minutes of her life must have been beyond terrifying. It's time for number 5. A man convinced this bartender to accompany him out into the desert for a photo shoot. After taking several pictures, the killer strangled this woman to death. He sliced off her tattoos and dumped her body. This is the last photograph taken before she was murdered. Eventually, the police found 54 pictures of other women. The killer was executed in 2008. Here's number 4. This picture shows 2 hikers who were hiking the Appalachian Trail in 1990. Sadly, they were both shot on Cove Mountain in Pennsylvania by a drifter who was actually on the run from the police. It's time for number 3. This photo was taken back in 1987, just moments before the woman in the picture is pushed off that cliff. Just the day before, a $35,000 life insurance policy was taken out on her by her 2 housemates. Now it's time for number 2. In 2015, a man in Switzerland held a mother, her 2 sons, and her son's girlfriend hostage for hours. He abused them and forced the mother to withdraw money from her bank before he killed them all. This is the final shot of the mother while she's taking money out for him. I'm pretty sure this horrific crime influenced a brilliant Spanish film. So be sure to check out my website and watch my spoiler-free video review for it. Now this is number 1. A runaway teenage couple from Texas were picked up by a killer. The boy was immediately killed, but the girl here in the photograph was kept alive. She was made to have her hair cut short, and she was forced to wear this dress before the killer took her to an abandoned building and then murdered her. The killer took this one last haunting photograph of the girl. The expression and her defensive position is absolutely terrifying. The killer drove a truck equipped with a torture chamber in the back. I'm Bleeding Critic. Make sure you slam your finger down on that subscribe button. Here's some other videos of mine that you might not have seen yet. There's plenty more on my YouTube channel, Bedtime Horror Stories from the Clown. And never forget, you have the right to remain terrified and disturbed.